Maybe it is a family member who calls you and says, I've been in an accident somewhere, help me out.
Help. Yeah.
So emergencies happen. So what we suggest is the savings that you are doing should be able to cater for the emergencies that might come along your way.
Well, it's important that comes out, because many people do not actually plan for that.
Correct.
And when somebody calls you, being African, we always want to be helpful.
Correct.
So you give, and then you come to realize there's a shortage and a gap somewhere in your finances.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So if we can begin to save with purpose, and we're actually saving, last year was very tough for many Kenyans. And when I'm speaking with understanding, because we train a lot, especially on retrenchment and other areas. So last year was actually one of our biggest years in terms of training on retrenchment, because so many companies were closing, they are downsizing, a lot of funding was cut from Europe and from the US, so many NGOs were also having a hard time. So when we're talking to them, we were talking about, if you have saved an amount of money that can cater for maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, maybe 12 months of your year, so that
is rent, everything, your necessities.
Exactly.
You're safe for at least a year.
For at least that period of time. And when they say a year, that's a big amount.
Long,
But even if it can cater for 2 months, 3 months, for those 2-3 months, your stress levels reduce. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
And then you're able to think more positively about what can I begin to achieve.
So what do you do? Yes. Do you sit down and calculate how much you spend in a month?
Correct.
And create
No,
an
not how
account
much
for that?
you spend. If you calculate how much you spend,
so how do you go about it?
We spend more than what we have in our pocket.
Yeah, true. So
how
do you
much
go about
you need.
Oh, wow. You see now?
Yes.
How much you need in a month.
Correct.
Yeah. So you create an account for that.
That's
then you start saving.
And then you
while
say,
you're still working.
These are my goals.
Okay.
Yes. How can I begin to build towards that?
Okay.
And once you've built up to that amount, then you keep it safe, so that in an account that is accessible, like a savings account, is very good. I think the banks have done well, and the government, when you're receiving 7% on savings, that's a good
good deal.
That's a good return.
Yeah.
And some banks are even giving up to 8%. You can even go to the money markets where they're getting up to 10% and grow your money a little bit more, but in safety, isn't it? So that should there be emergency, you draw from that.
Yeah.
But at the same time as you're doing that, you must be investing somewhere where your money is going to grow at a faster rate. That's all we're talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So create that emergency account.
Correct.
It will come in handy in
Correct.
times of emergencies, and you can still go on with your
Could I mention
plans.
something else?
Yeah.
One of the things that people talk about very badly is an instrument called a credit card. And we think a credit card is the most evil thing in the world.
Yeah.
And it is not. It is how you use it. In our classes, we talk about a credit card like fire. Is fire good or bad? I ask you a question, Serfine.
It depends on how you use it.
Correct.
We cook, some people.
Everything we do depends on fire, isn't it? Modern society is fire, because we cook, we use heat energy to create the electricity that we're using, all those different things. So fire is good. But if you set a fire here on this set, it can destroy everything. That's a credit card. So a credit card can be useful, for instance, in an emergency, because you don't have the money, you swipe, and then you go look for that money to pay before the interest accrues. Do you get what I'm talking about?
True.
So many times we use different tools to achieve the goals that we want. But number one, as I said, I'm not encouraging you to go out and get a credit card for no. I'm just trying to say there are different tools you can use, but be saving and investing. Pay yourself first.
Okay. Wow. Let's talk about the old habits that you're concerned about as a financial advisor. I'm sure on a day-to-day basis you talk to people, you talk to organizations, you interact with a lot of people that always have a problem with their money. And what are some of the things that are close to your heart, things that you'd wish to use this platform to enlighten people out there in terms of these old habits that we need to stop in this particular moment, day 10 of 2018, stop it and just start a new journey in your money management.
Wow. As I said at the very beginning, we had, remember the 10-day challenge on the Centonomy Facebook page. Please go check it out, the Facebook page. Some amazing stories are coming in. To change a habit is a difficult thing, but first of all, you have to recognize that it's a habit, yes? The bad habits that are there. Can I speak about one that is necessary for everybody here? And I'm going to speak directly to the camera.
Yes,
at
do
you,
that.
at home, and I will tell you this. Your finances are not your employer's responsibility. They are yours. You know, we give away our responsibility to our employer and say, take care of me.
Yes.
Serfine, I hope you're not telling KBC to take care of you.
No, I hope not.
Take responsibility for your own finances.
Yes.
It's nobody else's responsibility. It is
your responsibility.
Yours. And many times we make the habit, and we're, you know, we train from teenagers all the way to people in retirement. And when we're training teenagers, we don't train them alone. We train them with the parents. And we tell the parents, please give your child responsibility. If you only give them money that they need, when will they ever learn how to manage that money? It's a very, you know, I love, you know, all the children who are being sent to Form 1 now. I love it that those who are being given someone go to boarding school. If it gets finished before the end of the term, ujisort.
And it's for some of them, it's actually the very first time that they're receiving huge amounts of money.
Exactly.
Huge in quotes. Because when you grow older, you realize.
This is the time people learn the most lessons.
It's true.
And it's a good lesson to learn as early as possible. That you are responsible for your finances. Please do not tell me that you are hoping that your employer is going to take care of your retirement fund. Plan for your retirement.
Okay.
Please don't tell me that you're hoping that your employer is going to give you what you want in terms of a promotion.
Okay.
We were talking before we came on air, and I loved the words that you said, that this year people are going to be promoted.
Yes.
Some people are just waiting.
To be promoted.
Sitting there at home to be promoted.
What are you doing about it?
What are you doing?
Exactly. Wow.
You must make a difference.
Yes.
And I know, Serfine, when you came here, you didn't have this spot. You didn't sit in this chair as a TV anchor. You've had to work until you get to this place. You start off in a TV station like a reporter, isn't it? And Kwanzaa, you usually start off as the roving reporter, whatever stories you are sent. But if you go out there, and I know that's what you did, if you go out there and you make a good story, guess what? A producer notices you. That producer will think, hey, let me give her a bit more responsibility. And that responsibility comes with a bit more pay, isn't it?
Yeah,
and as you work, that's why now you're seated here as an anchor, as a host of a major show like this. You didn't just fall in. You know, people look at you and they say, Serfine is so lucky. She got such a wonderful job, and she just sits there and she
What
and
are
she
you
speaks.
doing about
you know how much
your
work?
situation?
Let me tell the viewers how much work it takes for you to call us as guests, to find the right guests to come and sit here.
Exactly.
You must make a difference
and
wherever
to know
you
what
are.
issue is relevant.
Yes. Have you asked for a raise?
Yeah.
And when you ask for a raise, do you have the material to back it up?
Yeah,
that
true.
you're able to say, I am doing 10 times the work that I started off with here. I require a little bit more money for that. Many times people are just waiting. How come others come to my office, immediately they get a promotion, they get a raise? What have you done
about it
to cause your employer to think, I don't want to lose Serfine. You know what? I don't want to lose so-and-so. I don't want to lose so-and-so. Because if they go, what they bring to this organization has changed everything.
What you're saying to viewers this morning, do not put your financial responsibility
on somebody else.
Your
employer, your parents, your retirement fund, even your investment expert. Don't go to your stockbroker and say, take care of me. You must pay attention to the stocks. Go check, how are my stocks doing this month? Don't just say, oh, somebody else is taking care of it. That guy could be investing. You know, you hope that he's a good person, but he could be investing for his own needs. Go back to him and ask, how am I doing? What are the things this is my goal. Are we getting towards the goal? That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Take responsibility for your own finances. It's a habit that we have of giving that responsibility to somebody else. My employer is the problem. No.
The money is not enough.
They're not paying me enough. Make sure
your spending is too high.
Yes. If you're indispensable to an organization, others will be fired. You will be kept. Do you get what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Don't give somebody else the responsibility for your finances. No.
Let's talk about that inner voice that always tells you, you know, live today, enjoy today. Why are you, when you talk about saving and budgeting and thinking about the future, 10-year goal plan, many people think, why should I deny myself? You live like you're the only one who is living in poverty when everybody is driving all these big cars and living in all these big houses. How do you deal with that inner voice so that you're consistent?
I think I've had people say YOLO, isn't it?
Yeah.
You only live once.
Yeah, true.
If you only live once, then here's what I say. Live well. Do you want to live with regrets? Because many times that's what it is. When people say, I want to live now, I only have one life, it means that tomorrow I will come back and I will regret. I only have one life, so let me go out and drink everything tonight. Then tomorrow you wake up, oh, I wish I never did that. Here's the thing. If you only live once, then live well.
What do you mean by living well?
Isn't
it driving big cars and living in expensive houses?
And this is the thing. Many people look at those people who drive big cars, living in expensive houses, and think they just fell into that. They did not. Somebody had to work hard to get to that place. And in fact, that's why I told you, that's why we started off with this theme called Money Rules. Because I've been studying successful people. And there's something about them that is their mindset is different. They don't think about just this moment. They plan for the moments they want to have. I'm telling you, wealthy people enjoy their holidays more than those who generally don't plan for their holidays because they have thought about it a year or two in advance. And we're learning about that now and trying to teach that in our classes. And in fact, I think the last time I was here, but I have to mention her again. There's a 20-year-old lady in our office. She manages the youth products. And she inspired us last year. Because you know what? She said, I want to go to Europe. Do you see? She started off with a goal. And I want to see Europe properly. And she saved and invested for over a year. And last year, 2017, while everybody was complaining this year is so hard.
There's no money.
She traveled to Europe to, I think it was 9 countries in Europe.
Wow.
In her 20s.
She has already achieved her dream.
She has done. That's not even her dream. It's one of the dreams that she has.
Wow.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, because she planned for it. And
you tell me.
Wow.
Her versus somebody who says, you only live once, let me just drink and enjoy this tonight. Who is living better? Who is truly enjoying their life? Do you get what I'm talking about? Who is really enjoying their life?
I think it's that person who plans. And
even
when you go, even holiday, for you to enjoy, you have to know that this is money that is well spent.
Correct.
There is no need of going to Dubai and then you feel like you have all these loans you're going back to pay and all these issues. You will not even enjoy your stay in Dubai.
Because when you go there, you're paying, but there's something, there's like a guilt somewhere. You're paying and then you're saying, oh,
January
is coming. You're not really even enjoying yourself.
Yes.
But when you've planned, you've budgeted, this money is for this, you go and you even sleep better. You enjoy yourself. That's what I talk about living well.
Wow.
Because sometimes people are let me tell you this, and this is a fact. And we talk about financial planning, but this is a fact that we have seen over and over again. It is not money that will ever satisfy you. You can never have enough money. If money is what you're looking for.
But that is what people wake up and desire, I wish I was earning
You want
more.
money in order to do something.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
I want money in order to look good. I want money for respect. So it's not money that you're looking for. You're looking for respect. And guess what? You can get respect before you have money.
In so many other ways. Wow.
So money is not the ultimate goal.
Money is not the answer.
So when we're
money rules the world. That is what they say.
So when we're teaching, we're talking about wealth creation. And wealth is not just money. Wealth is about finding your purpose in life and living abundantly.
Okay.
Because many people are waiting. You're waiting till I get to a certain... I use travel because it's something people enjoy. You're waiting till I have enough money to go to America. And you have not even gone and seen Masai Mara here, which all the Americans are coming to Kenya to come and see.
Interesting that you mentioned Masai Mara. My director had already told me that one of his dreams is to go to Europe, but then ataanzia Masai Mara.
Thank you very much, Director. Bwana Director, you have the point. Go to Masai Mara.
You have to start somewhere.
Go where all all these Americans, Europeans, they are coming here for a reason. Masai Mara is one of the 8 wonders of the world, that migration. Go and see Kenya first because it's amazing. And you know what? When you've achieved Masai Mara, then you'll say, hey, where next?
If I'm to borrow that analogy and use it in the general things we want to achieve in life, before you think of building this big house, what are you doing in your small corner of the world? What little thing have you achieved already?
Praise
You
the
see?
Lord, Serfine.
You
I've been reading a book. Dr. Miles Monroe, he speaks about leadership. And he talks about the fact that you are praying and hoping for a bigger house. That house that you have right now, it's disorderly. So you're praying and asking God, give me a bigger house to go and disorganize. Who said you'll get that?
Make a bigger mess.
With what you have, you have a space. Can it be orderly? Can it make you happy? Can it be a place that you can invite guests to? That's what we're talking about here.
Let me take you back.
You're right.
Yeah. Let me take you back to two issues we talked about as one of the money rules you gave us: save and invest.
Pay yourself first.
Pay yourself
Good.
first. Saving has to come before spending, or before you take care of your needs, or is it money left? Money that is extra.
I don't know.
How do you go about it?
I don't know, Serfine, because I've never seen you in our classes, but you seem to have leakage somewhere.
Because people think, where do I get money to save?
Who has been telling you these truths?
I don't
because
know. I've been following
the truth.
On YouTube. On YouTube, by the way, you can get amazing, lessons from Sentonomi.
Oh, thank you
I
for
haven't
that.
come physically for the lessons,
We
but
need
I've
to
been
see you
following
in class this year.
ever since I was in campus.
But you've done an amazing job in saying that. You see, this is one of the problems. People spend,
and then
whatever is left, if there's anything left, is what you save.
And there is nothing ever left.
If you had that rule, I said what? Pay yourself
first.
So
before anything, decide on how much you're going to save.
Your salary comes in, your income from your business comes in immediately. Some saved immediately, some invested. Then you survive on the rest.
Now we can talk. After you've saved, after you've invested.
Correct.
Okay. Correct. I wanted that to come out. Saving has to come before you start spending.
And remember, we're talking about building habits. Sorry,
yes.
We're building habit. It becomes a habit. If you immediately do that, now you stop even thinking about it. But many times we have to think, how much am I going to save this month? No. Say, this is what I'm going to do. This is my amount I'm going to be saving. And you just do it even without thinking. You just do a direct debit to that account immediately. Sorry. Then you're going to go to number 2. Sorry.
Number 2, investment.
Yes.
Like our fingers, not everybody is the same. Some people earn more, others earn less. But there's this notion that I'm earning so little. Should I think of investment now? Maybe let me wait for my third or second job. Let me wait until I have a lot of money to start investing. Can you share with us a little, about some ideas that even somebody who is earning something like 10 or 15,000 can be able to start thinking about to be investing and moving on with their life? Are there options out there in the market?
There are so many options in the market. I love young people, and we train young people. I said, teenagers, campus students, I love at that stage talking to them because they think I don't have enough money to invest. You know what an investment could be?
Or I'm too young
to
start thinking of
investing. And I talk to them and I say, what gifts do you have? What talents? What skills do you have? By the time you're in campus, you've been through high school. How many of these high school students, and there are many of them now because of the improvements as far as free education, and I know it's not completely free, but it's allowing a lot more people to go to high school. Don't they need tuition? What are they doing during their holidays?
Wow.
You have a skill. Why don't you say, I'll come and tutor you for maybe an hour or 2 on maths because I'm good at maths, or an hour or 2 on English because I'm good at English. And I'll go there and you pay me just 500 bob. Do you see what that is an investment?
You're investing your skill,
correct,
your talent. So it's not money.
It's not just money, but even the money that you have. All this money that we are throwing at the betting companies, all of it, because people
be careful, you'll step on wrong.
Every single day. Don't you see young people? 100 shillings to that betting company, 100 shillings to that gamble, 100 shillings to that lottery. If you were to take that 100 shillings, put it together every day for 1 month, yes, you would have 3,000 shillings. 3,000 shillings you can buy shares in the stock market. And then you can come and tell people, I have a stock portfolio. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And especially for young people, over time, it grows. We have a class in the Sentonomi 101, which is called Time Value of Money, where you begin to understand a small amount every day, every month, every year can grow to something that you cannot believe. In fact, can I check something just now? I wanted to show you something, a small calculation that we did just the other day. And we were talking about what can a small amount do. You know, people think 300 shillings is almost
so
nothing.
little, yeah,
can I
especially now.
Can I tell you what 300 shillings is? Here's what 300 shillings is.
Okay.
If you invest in an investment that gives you 10%, 300 shillings, in 5 years, 300 shillings a day, isn't it? That's about 9,000 shillings a month.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
300 shillings,
Yes.
it's about 9,000 shillings a month.
Yes.
In 5 years, you'll have over 600,000 shillings at only 10%. And when I say 10%, that is an easy investment to get. In
600,000.
over
Wow.
600,000.
Over. That's
at
an
only
estimation.
and when I'm saying 10%, that's an easy investment to find. It's like a money market fund. Many money market funds will give you 10% return.
True. True.
Watch this. In 10 years, you'll have 1.7 million.
Wow.
In 15 years, you'll have over 3.4 million. In 20 years, you'll have over 6.2 million.
Wow.
That 20-year-old who's at home,
Wow.
who's wondering, how
And
will I raise
300
money
bob.
for my deposit? How will I raise money to buy land and to do the things that you want? It's that 300 shillings in your pocket that you spend very easily on lunch.
Wow. 300 shillings is not so much.
It's not.
A day.
No.
It's not so much.
We spend it so easily on this phone. Doing what?
Credit. You know.
Sending money to everybody else.
True.
These are the things that we're talking about. One of the money rules that we'll be discussing is the power of the small things.
Okay. Wow.
The power of the small
Looking
things.
forward.
Yes.
Let me ask about how do you manage to stay consistent and true to your course?
Yeah.
There's always that inner voice that, and I like talking about the inner voice because it is that inner voice that stops all of us from achieving our goals. You are so passionate. Like right now, people are so passionate and psyched up about what I want to do, and they have this plan they've laid out for their life. But then you start running, and then you start jogging, and then you start crawling, and then you just stop. Because there's just, how do you stay, true to your course? How do you encourage yourself,
There are various tools that you can begin to use, but as you said, it comes from within. You know, it's the proverbial carrot and the stick. Which one gives you more strength to move forward? Usually it's the carrot. When you put the carrot in front of you, in front of a donkey, usually the donkey wants to go forward, or the horse or the cow to get that carrot. But if you keep beating the donkey, at some point it gets tired and sits down. But if it sees the carrot, it keeps going forward. So if you have a beautiful goal that you're looking for, and you know sometimes people set goals that are too far, bring the goal closer to you. I love your director. Mr. Director, thank you so much. Because they have moved their goal from Europe to Masai Mara. You see, it's closer. And even from Masai Mara, you can even move and just say, even Nairobi National Park. You know, I went there with my children and they enjoyed it so much. You know, for them, they don't understand yet. They're small. So if you go and show them a lion in front of them, they think they have been to the bush, isn't it?
Yes.
So go there first. And once you taste it, you'll say, I want a little bit more of this. So when you bring the goals closer to you, what I'm trying to say is you begin to have short-term goals. Many times, it's the long-term goals that we want, a house, a big car, all those things. What is the short-term goal that you want to look at? When you bring it closer to you and you achieve it, there's some reward and you feel so much better.
True.
So you're asking, how do we do that? That's one of the things. And it's about changing our mindset. Set a daily goal. And if you've achieved it, thank God, tomorrow start up again. At the beginning of this show, you said something that was so powerful, Serfine. You said 2017 is gone.
Yes.
Guess what? It is gone. Even yesterday is gone.
Yes.
Can I do anything about yesterday?
Even the first few hours of this morning are gone. True.
I can't do anything about it. Should I remain guilty and feel like I can't do anything? No, forget. Can I do anything about tomorrow? I don't know what will happen tomorrow. Don't stress about tomorrow. Don't be worried about what can I do with now.
Yeah.
So every time, like for instance, when you call me to be here and people say, oh, you're so energetic, it's in the morning and you have so much. I said, I have to live for now. When I'm here, I must be purposeful about what I'm doing here. If I came here and I was, okay, Just
you
add your savings to your investments, and you
I would
become
wind up
wealthy.
the show like almost immediately.
You chase me out. You never even call me again for another
It's
interview.
true.
So
Yeah.
everywhere where you are, live with purpose. Be alive. Live with what you're going to do. Live
Yes.
abundantly.
Yes, true.
And that's the thing. That's what begins to create the wealth and the goals that you have along the way. So to help you out with that, yes, set short-term goals that lead to the major goals that you have. I think that will help along the way. And even in our course, the Centronomy 101, we realized that it's a problem. Yeah? So we actually said one of the areas that we have to do is we have a life coach who comes in to train you to think differently. Some of the tools that we're talking about to help you jumpstart your wealth creation journey.
Okay. Let's talk about that journey. They say that, I don't know how true it is, that it gets to a certain age that you can do very little in terms of your dreams and your goals, that the earlier you start, the better. I don't know, being that you are in that particular, you're an expert in helping people to build wealth, is it true that it can get to a point where you're trying, but then there's just so much that in your plate you can't really manage to achieve all that you want to achieve?
I don't think so. And here I must be careful, and we must, sometimes, when you talk, you must be respectful to those people that you're talking to. So those who are older, those who have lived a longer life, maybe you're thinking, I can't be able to do anything.
Ati wakati wako ulipita, like.
It has not.
Yeah.
I would encourage you, I know it's a foreign story, but we're looking for local stories as well. But one of the things that we enjoy here in Nairobi City is a company called KFC. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
The guy who started it, Colonel Sanders, he had lived his whole life. He had many failures, many things that were going on. It was later on in life that he came back to his passion, which was chicken and cooking. And guess what? Even later on in his life, I believe he was either late 50s or even in his 60s when he came and started up Kentucky Fried Chicken. Guess what? It is a global business now. And by the time he was dying, he was a multi-millionaire. Because
and he was satisfied.
He cooked chicken like nobody else had cooked.
Yeah.
So you're never beyond your possibility for achieving your goals. If you realize, what can I do that no one else can do in this world? Can you cook chicken better than anybody else in Kenya? Yes. If you can cook ugali better than you can cook chapos. I don't know why there's no fast food joint that sells chapos.
It's just fries and chicken.
Yes, chapatis. This is something that the whole world needs. Kenyan chapatis, isn't it? Kenyan chapos. I think we can sell them anywhere in this world. And if we do it right, if we get the systems right, even in your old age, you can still achieve your goals. Nothing can stop you. And you still have energy. I was speaking with one of my mentors yesterday. This guy is in his 60s. He retired from his main work, but he continues to work. He says, work is what I do. Work keeps me going. And he never stopped working. He's always moving. He's always looking for a new idea, a new concept, a new contract to get. He has not stopped and said, oh, now waiting for somebody else. No, he's on the move, and it keeps him healthy and it keeps him alive. Your gift will always be able to work for you. At whatever age you're at.
So it's never too late.
It is never too late. You can start
But then it's also right to say the earlier you start, the better.
Obviously.
Because when you grow,
the earlier you
when you
start,
you're old, you have a lot of responsibilities, school fees to pay, and there's so much that you're thinking about.
Correct.
So the earlier the better.
Correct.
Yeah. Let's talk about when it's wise to borrow. People think that for you to invest, for you to achieve something, there has to be a certain point that you have to borrow extra income, maybe in terms of loans. And we've seen this happen a lot. We may not escape it 100%, but when is it really advisable for somebody who is trying to build wealth to seek extra money in terms of loans?
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is something that is core. In the Centronomy 101 program, we have a whole 2.5-hour class on debt.
Yes.
Because debt is something we must understand and begin to use. But in the most simple terms, we try and describe it like this: good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is for consumption. Now, what does that mean? I've borrowed in order to buy something I'm going to eat, but use for myself, and it can never do anything else to earn money. So I'm consuming it. I'm basically eating what I'm borrowing. And it doesn't come back. Then I have to look for the money to pay it back. But if I borrow, for instance, to start a business, do you get what I mean? Or to build the business. Maybe to start is too early to start borrowing. But maybe to build on the business, I borrow because I know if I put a little bit more money here, it'll earn more money and I can pay back.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm putting that debt into an asset. That asset begins to pay back and can almost pay back its debt. In fact, as I said, when I was sitting with my mentor yesterday, we had our lunch, and he was just telling me that's what he did. When he borrowed for a mortgage, he borrowed and he was not living in that house.
He rented
it. So after a while, the house began to pay for itself, even the mortgage. So he was able to take another mortgage elsewhere, now where he was living.
Yes.
Because that one was already taking care of itself. This is the issue, Serfine. If you borrow to consume, you're in trouble. But if you borrow in order to build assets, because those assets are increasing in value, they are paying you an income, they're giving you something back in order to pay back that debt, maybe that's the direction that you should go.
Has anyone ever come to you at Centonomy with a crisis in terms of loans and debt? And how did you help, this particular person? How do you help a person who is probably watching us this morning and they're involved in this cobweb of debts here and there? And they're trying to figure out, how do I get out of this? Because it's a new year, new things, but then they're just confused in that, cobweb.
Almost
what do you do?
Every week we get somebody coming in. If not every week, almost every day, you get a call, somebody will email us, will tweet us and ask us various questions. Debt is a very serious issue, and so I don't joke around it because I know that it can be a heavy burden on people. So what we do in our class is, number one, understand how debt works.
Yes.
So that you can quickly learn the principles and the tools to be able to repay that debt as quickly as possible so that you don't incur a lot of interest. So we train on how debt works. Then number two, we have the Centonomy Debt Repayment Plan, which helps you prioritize debt. There are those who have multiple debts. Oh, Shylock over there, loan from the office in advance,
and
loan from the bank.
How do we get ourselves in that cobweb?
It's a habit. Remember, we talked about money habits. It's a habit.
Because,
I have a problem, I'll borrow. I need something, I borrow. And before you know it, all you're thinking about, if I need to deal with something, I borrow. In fact, sometimes you borrow in order to pay somebody you borrowed from.
Yeah, true.
So in the class, we're able to assist you to prioritize which debt should I pay back first.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And how do I begin to clear those debts as efficiently as possible? How do I stop accumulating bad debt? Those are the kind of areas that we're talking about. But here's the thing. Number one, what we talked about at the very beginning, if you are in debt already, stop taking more loans immediately. That's one of the rules that you have to stop. Then don't stop repaying loans. That's another thing that you stop repaying, you even stop picking your phone call because it is a debtor who's calling you to ask you for money. No, answer the phone call and say, in fact, sometimes last year we had, sorry to do this, but last year we had a wonderful lady who came and she said, I'm in so much debt. The debt class, she even refused to attend. She refused. I told her, please come for it because it will help you. She said, no, I don't want to come. I don't even want to know the truth. So I called her in for a makeup class. We sat down together. And I told her, go and talk to your banker. That banker is a human being like you. They understand. Guess what? She went in and talked to two of her bankers. On one of her loans, the interest was completely written off. They said, just pay us back the principal.
The money.
But if she had refused to pick that phone call and go and negotiate, it would not have happened. On another loan, they told her, for 3 months, you go and sort yourself out. Then when you come back, we won't charge you interest, we won't charge anything for 3 months. When you come back, because what the banks want is to know that you're going to repay them.
True.
But when you're running away, that's when they now start thinking, oh, which auctioneer am I going to look for? But it's more costly to look for an auctioneer because they don't know whether they're going to get their money back.
True.
So one of the other tools is don't run away from your problems of your debt. Go talk to your debtor and say, if it's a family member, tell them, it's tough right now. Can you give me a moment? If it is the bank, go and say, how can we restructure the loan so that I can be able to repay? I don't want to run away. I want to pay my debt. But many times, Kenyans are running away. In fact, their phone now, those people who always you see mteja the whole time, that's the problem.
This month
Deal
is
with
actually a very crucial month for so many people.
But stop taking bad debt.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We really learned a lot. And when you talk about money, it's a topic that we cannot talk about and finish everything in one sitting. But we look forward to be having this conversation soon.
Thank you. Do you mind if I just mention, as I said, 27th of this month, we'll be at All Saints Cathedral from 9 a.m. It is free. Please do come. We'll be talking about money rules there. It's the Centonomy Open Day, and we'd really love that. And after that, we have lots of other events coming up that you can find out on entrepreneurship. We've got events on youth and money that are coming up. So go to our Centonomy Facebook page. We enjoy and love that place, and also our website, centonomy.com. And thank you so much for having us here. I really enjoy coming and sitting and talking with you.
Thank you so much. We really also learn a lot from your insights in terms of managing our finances. And wherever you are, I hope now you know 1, 2, 3 things that you can be able to implement to help you achieve your goals faster and more effectively and in a consistent way. My name is Serfine Achieng. Keep watching KBC Channel 1. Keep watching Good Morning Kenya. There is still more coming your way right after this short commercial break.